Wait, what are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Hey there, citizens of Gotham. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're deep diving into the Batcave to rank the top 5 live action bat suits of all time. We're going to be looking at the classics to the cutting edge. These suits have protected Gotham City and struck fear into the hearts of criminals. Let's suit up and get started. So there have been over 15 bat suits, and narrowing it down to 5 was pretty hard. But we're going to start the list off with number 5, and we're going to go with Robert Pattinson's The Batman suit. Now, this is definitely a entry-level suit as far as Batman suits go, but I think this suit is pretty good for the environment that it's in and the setting, and also the lifespan of Batman's career. This is a young Batman. I like the utility of the bat sigil where he can take it off and use it. That's pretty cool. It gives points to an otherwise very narrow bat symbol. I think if we had more different shades of color, it would look good, but I think this is a very engineered Batman suit. You can tell that it was made by him, even though he has millions of dollars in theory. For number 4, we're gonna go with the Batman vs. Superman bat suit worn by Ben Affleck. This is probably one of the better Snyderverse bat suits, if not the best. In my opinion, it probably is. I think the other ones are kind of too black, so the symbol blends in with the costume. I really like when the bat symbol is viewable. Like if the costume is light gray and you have a black symbol, it looks pretty good. But when you have a black suit and then you put the black symbol on it, it's there if you like squint your eyes, but it's not very visible. So I like this. I like how bulky Ben Affleck is without putting a whole bunch of padding in. He really just looks like he's that strong. And I know this is a late career Batman, so having darker colors does make sense. But I do miss a little flash of color here that I know as far as that goes, the Batman didn't really have it either, but that's why they're not higher. I do like the Batfleck suit. I like the muscles, and it's definitely better than how they tweaked it later on. For our third suit, we're gonna go with the Nolanverse suit from Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises. These suits are gonna be pretty similar, so I'm just gonna group them together. I don't think there's a perfect suit among the trio, but I really do like the more sleeker look of the Batman Begins suit, and I also like how the bat symbol looks. I think the shape of it is better. On the Nolanverse suits, I know they're supposed to be realistic, but I really hate how it looks like there's a zipper going right down the chest piece. Like, yes, I get he has to get the armor on somehow, but I mean, I just feel like the zipper look just isn't it. I love the gold belt. It's probably why it's so high up. This is one of the better Batman belts in all of Batman suits, in my opinion. I love the gold bat utility belt. As far as that goes, I prefer the bat symbol from the Batman Begins suit, but the way that the cape looks in The Dark Knight Rises and The Dark Knight Returns, it does look better. Instead of having those little, I don't know, pins there at the neck, I'm gonna put a picture here so you can see, hopefully. I really don't like that look. And then the less lines on the Batman Begins suit, I think it looks more organic as far as that goes. So that's why I would put this Nolanverse suit here. For our number 2 suit, I'm gonna put Michael Keaton's suit here from The Flash. So this is not his original suit, but I love when Batman has this black bat on the yellow background. I love the lore that that's supposed to be there to draw criminals' eyes to it, because that's where his bulletproof vest is. That just, I don't know, I love little story beats like that, so I love the yellow back symbol. This is a more updated version of his original suit. I like the colors better. I think it fits better. They allegedly said he can turn his neck now, but it doesn't have the gold or yellow belt that the old suit has, so I'm gonna put it here. But I think this was a really good update, and I would say if the belt was yellow, this would be the best bat suit of all time, in my opinion, of course. Before we get to the number 1 best live action bat suit of all time, in my opinion, of course, I want to do some honorable mentions. I want to put the Snyderverse future, the Nightmare bat suit on here, where he has the trench coat, no cape. I do think it loses points for him always having a gun. I feel like part of Batman's character is he shouldn't use guns. It's part of his trauma. The goggles are interesting. You know, he has like the epidana. He looks kind of dusty, but that's kind of the environment that he's in. He's in a post-apocalyptic nightmare where Superman went crazy. So as far as that goes, I want to put this here as an honorable mention because we really don't see too much of it. And I really don't think it was good enough to make the top 5 list, but honorable mention, we're noteworthy. And then my other honorable mention is going to be the Batman versus Superman armor. If you had told me that they were going to make Batman's eyes light up at night, I love how that looks in the comics, but I would have told you like it's going to look goofy as hell if they do that in live action. But they really pulled it off, and the eyes look very intimidating and powerful, especially the way he's throwing Superman around during that fight. And it looks really good in the rain. But I know some people probably wouldn't call this a bat suit, so I put it on here as armor. I wish the pointy ears at the top weren't so snubbed, like they're very short. Honestly, in live action, I think the shorter ears look better. They look a little less goofy, but the way these are cut off at the top just do not look good. In the comic books or even animated, I think Batman should always have long ears because it just looks more realistic in, animation. But in live action, if the ears are too long, it looks a little goofy in my opinion. But yeah, I wouldn't, if you do call this a bat suit, I would probably put this suit it'd be somewhere around where the Nolanverse suit is. I think, actually, I'd probably put this as my number 5. I would probably put this above the Batman suit from Robert Pattinson. But just because it's not really a suit, I'm gonna put it as an honorable mention. Like, it doesn't really even have a bat symbol if I remember right, and like it's just an armor add-on. So that's where we're gonna put it there. And then for our number 1 best bat suit of all time as far as live action goes, I could have gone with a throwback. I know most people, when they do these lists, they pick one from like the very beginning of time and how it pays homage. But I'm really not going to do that. I'm going to put what I think is the best live action one, and it's going to be Michael Keaton's Batman costume. From his movies, they don't change much, but I just think they look so good. Yes, they have abs on it, but they look so good. We have the mask fits him good. Nolan's mask always looked a little weird to me. He has the yellow and black symbol on here that most of the bat suits do not have. I mean, I only saw one other suit that had it. I mean, the first Val Kilmer one had, but any suit that has nipples on it was automatically disqualified. Any suit that has nipples on it did not make the list. So if you have one of those favorite suits that has nipples, it did not make the list because that is just ridiculous to put on a costume. But yeah, I love this suit. You can say what you want about the movies, but the suit is amazing. Like I said, if they had just kept the gold belt on the Flash version of this suit, it would have looked so good because that's such a nice modern update on this suit, but it doesn't. So I have to pay homage to this classic suit, and I just don't know how they could top it unless they bring these colors back. I can't see Robert Pattinson adopting a suit like this. So maybe when we get the, I believe it's Batman Brave and the Bold suit, maybe it'll have black and gold. But I know a lot of people have really wanting him to go back to the gray and blue color scheme, which usually doesn't have a gold piece on there, I don't think. But thanks guys for sticking along with me. That's pretty much it as far as that goes. If you want to see more content like this, I definitely want you to subscribe, let me know what your favorite bat suit is, and don't forget to subscribe for more Batman content. Until next time, same bat channel.
I love the hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball playing, like Bird or Magic or something. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man?